Simon, the movie is an absolute shot of adrenaline and just so entertaining. Like, I have not had this much fun at the movies in a minute. So congratulations on being an awesome part of it again.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Of course. If you can, spoiler free, of course.
Yeah.
Can you tell us, where is Benji at this time around? Where do we find him in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1?
Part 1. Well, I mean, I always try and remember exactly what's happened to Benji previously whenever we do a new Mission Impossible film. And in the last film, obviously, he went through the mill. He kind of was hung. He nearly died. He had to defuse a nuclear bomb. And so in this film, when certain things happen, I have to remember that. Certainly in the case of the airport sequence, this isn't his first time doing that thing. So you play it like, oh God, I've got to do another one of those. It's fun, he's older, he's more mature, he's more capable as an agent now. It's nice playing that evolution.
And you mentioned that airport scene. I thought the tension in that scene was brilliant. One of the questions that Benji gets asked in that is, what is the most important thing to you? And his response is, well, I won't say what his response is.
Yeah.
But in this franchise for Simon Pegg, what is the most important thing to you when you make these movies?
I think I would probably, concur with Benji in that regard. That we're such a unit when we come together and make these films. I mean, the crew, the cast, we're taking on a mammoth task in bringing one of these films, to the screen. And in this situation, with this film, there were added challenges, that we all had to rise to. And it helps if you all really, really like each other, because it just makes the experience more fun. And I love these guys, every one of them. All the new people that came on board, we very fast became the best of friends. And, I've known Tom for 17 years, and he's a true pal. I love him. So it's great to get a mission on the go.
I mean, it comes through on screen. You guys do seem like you guys all just banter so well together. You finish each other's sentences. Quite literally, intentionally, part of the script, you're finishing each other's sentences. Yeah. Are those scenes, what is it? Is there like more difficult to pull off the crazy action stuff or like the intensity stuff with these bombs? Or is it, when you have to perfectly time the line to get the tension remaining, but also finish each other's sentences and deliver the script?
Yeah. Well, Tom and McHugh are always like really at pains to make the character stuff really sing so that the action stuff feels more impactful, because you're caring about the people that are being thrown off, whatever, usually Tom. But yeah, those scenes when, you can see they're such a team that they literally just almost operate as a single person. Fortunately, we have enough chemistry to kind of do that, Ving, Tom, Rebecca, the four of us when we get together, it's always a hoot,
So do you ever go to set to watch a stunt that you're not a part of just because some of the stuff on these mission movies is so ridiculous?
100%, yeah.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen on one of these sets?
I've been there. I mean, I was there for the motorcycle stunt because we just wanted to go watch it. I was there earlier in the day for some offlines, and then it was like, let's go see him do it, which was a terrifying experience because we didn't know what was going to happen. I can't even I've got it on my phone. I filmed it on my phone, little zoom-ins of him going along the ramp and then going off the end. I was there for the plane, when the plane took off, because I was in the scene. I was there at the Burj Khalifa. I went up specifically to see him, and I leant out and saw him just dangling, laughing. He was just having the best time.
And there's no temptation, like, I could try. Shocking.
It's
same. I would never. I would never.
It's not that I wouldn't want to do it, but the training. He never just goes into this stuff half-cocked. He is dedicated to becoming the best motocross rider, then the best base jumper, and until he gets to that point, he won't do the stunt. He's not reckless, he's fastidious.
So I'll end it with this. This is very much part 1. We're going into part 2.
Yeah.
Can you give me how will these two movies compare, if anything you can say at all yet?
Well, whether or not Benji makes it into part 2, which I obviously can't divulge, in the true style of Mission Impossible, there will be another dial on the, another notch on the dial will get turned, and it's coming to something incredible. I love the fact this film feels like, even though it's part 1, because it's so relentlessly paced and so sort of engaging, you get to the end of it and you're like, okay, I can wait for the next one now. Let me just take a break, and then we'll see what happens next.
Catch our breath.
Yeah.
And go watch this movie again.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolute pleasure to talk with you, man. Thank you so
man.
much.
Nice to see you. Thanks for swinging by.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning was just awesome. So congratulations and thank you for talking about it.
Thank you.
Pom, I have to come to you first. I've never seen you in a role like this before. You're mean in this movie.
She's nasty.
Talk to me about what it was.
Kill people.
Okay, let's start. What is it? Talk to me about taking on a villain role. What was it like to take on this role in Mission Impossible?
It was so much fun. I had so much fun creating the character. And what is fun also is that the character was not written at all on paper, you know. What Christopher McQuarrie and Tom Cruise do is that they cast the actor and then build the character around the actor's abilities and all the conversations that we have. So it was just nothing at first, and it became just all these things that we added, you know. And I came up with, you know, different ideas, you know, the makeup that the character wears in Venice, you know, with the white and the teardrop. You know, I thought that would be fun to wear, to draw a mask on my face instead of wearing one, because at some point some other characters were supposed to wear a mask. And I thought that, you know, she's a rebel, she doesn't really care. So I thought she would like wear something that is a little bit strange just to kind of like make fun of, you know, the whole thing. And I was inspired by Pierrot Lunaire, you know, it's like a character from the Commedia dell'arte, and I thought it would be funny because it's a little bit sad, melancholic, but she would look like a thug, and then with the sweat, with the fight, it would just all drip down. And then I kind of like look like a monster at some point. So I don't know, it was like so many like little ideas, and they were so down for that, you know. They're like, oh yeah, that's great. And what about this? And what about this? So it was such a collaborative process, you know.
That's awesome. That sounds like an awesome time. And Vanessa, you're back at Mission now, which is awesome. And I'd love to hear, when you first joined as Alana, did you know that you'd be such a key player as this character going through what is now going to kind of be like the finale of Mission Impossible? Or is this kind of, as Pom was just describing, kind of unfolding to you as it goes?
I think it always unfolds for everybody, because the story is, you know, they find the story and they go with what's the kind of the flow of the movie, and each movie is its own animal, and they always say that. So I was delighted to be coming back, and I feel very attached to it, and I feel very grateful for it. And being Vanessa Redgrave was a big hero of mine when I was a little theatre girl, and I'd go watch her plays, and one day I met her and I said, oh my goodness, I'd love to be an actress like you, and I'm playing her daughter in this from the very first one 30 years ago, so it has a very special place to me in my heart.
That's awesome. And I know so much of this film is like practical. I know people have learned to drive, people have learned to fight. What are skills you've had to develop to be able to portray your characters in Mission Impossible that you never thought in your whole life you might ever have to learn, but you had to do them for this movie?
I mean, is it a skill to run on top of the train and jump between carriages?
Absolutely. I would have been doing that otherwise.
I had to do that. So I don't know if I'm going to use it again in real life, but that was pretty awesome to do that. And that's what I love about the Mission Impossible movies too, is that we do the things in real life on location. We don't do the things in studio with CGI. So, you know, it's pretty amazing. And you know what I would do? Like right before the take, before running on top of the train, I would hum to myself, do, 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 action! And it was like, yeah, let's go!
That's amazing.
So fun.
I have to ask, I mean, I know you and James Gunn are friends and you guys are still talking about DC. Has that conversation gone anywhere yet?
Yeah, we keep talking.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough. And I'm probably nothing you can talk about either, but there are rumors online about Sue Storm.
Oh my god, yes, I read those rumors.
Are they just that? Can you say anything about it?
I can say it would be an honor.
I love it. And well, I hope to
Oh
see
my
you all
god,
again.
we're going to work together at some point.
That'd be incredible. Well, congratulations on being part of another epic movie. Thank you so much for talking. Shea, Tarzan, this movie's awesome. It's awesome to talk to you guys about it, so thank you.
Thank you, man.
Of course. So I want to, for people who haven't seen the movie yet, I'll start with you, Shea. Can you give me an introduction to your character, kind of in a spoiler-free way?
Yeah, I mean, at the top of the film, we've been tasked with finding Ethan, bringing Ethan Hunt in, and for Briggs, it's it's a very personal. There's a reason why underneath you see everything. It's very personal. It makes it personal, which is able to bring Degas, Tarzan's character, into the fold as well. I think it was a nice way in that you actually care about characters in an action film. You know what I mean? And that's all Tom and McHugh to allow that.
That's cool.
Yeah. Degas is a character new in the clandestine services, but he's a rising star, working his way up, and he is tasked with teaming up with Briggs, Shea's character, and he asks himself some questions. This way of doing things, is it the morally correct way of doing it, or is it the right thing to do? And I think it shows a great point of view on two characters, just two out of all of the characters in the scene.
He says rising star. He calls himself. I don't know yet if he's a rising star.
We shall find out.
This perfectly shows the dynamic
Right?
there, too. I was saying, you two got it.
Yeah, I call him out on his stuff. Nobody else does.
It was fun, though. It was fun. Okay, so but your characters are tasked with, hunting down Ethan Hunt, which is no easy feat. Yeah. For you two, that means literally chasing Tom Cruise on set. That's what? Come on. How fast is that, man? What's it like to actually chase this guy down, literally?
Man, you ever tried to catch the chickens that they have running around? It's like trying to catch one of the chickens. You just keep whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah, the Rocky movie.
Yeah, in the Rocky movie. Yeah, he's fast, man. You wouldn't think, after all this running, you wouldn't think he'll still have it, but he's fast.
Look, and that's the humorous version, and that's true. There's also a version of he and I would have pinch me moments. Mm-hmm. You're getting a chance to chase Tom Cruise, which he's known for. That's one of the things, in addition to stunts, is his running. You get to chase him through the streets of Venice on an all-night shoots, like 6 nights in a row, if I remember. Yeah. You know what I mean? For an actor, it's as good as it gets, man.
Yeah. And we're here in Rome. What did you do? What was like the best part of the globe-trotting nature of this set? Did you get to visit new places, discover like places in Rome?
Yeah, we had a private tour while we were here. Mm-hmm. Where it wasn't of the Colosseum. It was like the art museum, and we were able to go underground and see where Shakespeare wrote things. Stuff like that. That was really cool, and got a chance to see the Vatican, which was amazing. There's so many things out here in Rome to love, and I recommend everybody visit.
We talked a little bit about chasing down Tom Cruise. There is a sequence in this film that is on top of a train. I have heard that there was people were actually on top of a train. Was that real for you guys? Was there a part where you were actually on a moving train? What was kind of or if not that, what was one of the more kind of crazy experiences you had trying to learn how to safely do something?
Tarzan knew Tom and McHugh because of Top Gun.
Yeah.
So I come first day was going to be on top of a moving train at 60 to 70 miles an hour, meeting Tom truly for the first time in this picturesque, valley in Norway. And you're going up on top of that train, being held up by something about as thin as that cord right there. You know what I mean? And so you're thrown into this, man, and your heart's racing, and you're up against Tom, and it's all there. So everything you see in our face, like Tarzan, if you don't mind me saying, he'd never been on a train, much less on top of a train. And I remember when he said that, so when you see it, it's a visceral thing that you feel us up there. Yeah. And they don't make movies like this anymore. This is a practical way of filmmaking. And these two make sure that it happens that way. And this is why these get better and better, Yeah.
Top Gun, planes, Mission Impossible, trains. Who knows what's next, man? I'm happy for you. Happy for you both. Movie's awesome. Thank you so much for talking with me about it.